Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our stream. It's been a while. Did you miss us?
Aloha.
What's up?
So
Sup?
underwhelming.
We are back playing the Removing the Mathis Curse campaign, a wonderful, wonderful campaign that we have not been able to play in some time now, due to just life. But we're back.
Oh,
And almost out of flu season.
and nature. So the acts
Yeah.
of God actually prevented us a couple times.
Yep.
So
And
yeah,
apparently-
now that, even Katie's dealing with another dose of retail plague, so that's why she's
That's
not with us
why
tonight.
you get your flu shot.
Exactly.
This message brought to you by me.
Fun fact, it's also National Sticky Bun Day.
And you didn't make me any?
No, because I'm lazy.
Oh my God, that was not the first thing that popped into my mind, and now you're
my
like,
God.
food.
Derek,
Like, okay.
Derek!
now is the time where you take control of this. And
We'll just keep going.
All right,
Oh,
you know
no.
what? I'm gonna start here. Guess who I
'Cause
am? I'm Nick. I play
Nicholas
Kix's
has
Mandra.
not identified it.
Nicholas? Whoa! We are not on first name basis here. I mean, a full name basis.
Okay, fine.
I'm just kidding. But I am, yes,
I'll remember.
I am Nick, and I play Kix's Mantra. I am a Tiefling Barbarian, an odd combo, but I love my muscles, and I love being strong. However, I'm too stupid to see that I am actually stupid. A summary and a memoir by me. So you know what? With that, I'm gonna pass it over to the person with the new hairdo.
I play Auguste Barra. I am a human wizard. I always play humans. I don't know why. It doesn't matter what class I am. I'm always a fucking human. Anyway.
Doesn't matter what class I am.
But yeah, I see dead people, and I'm getting a ghost monkey. Ow, ow, ow! Bosco.
trying to follow that up, I'm Kevin. I play Bosco. Bosco is the former familiar of a great wizard. Currently, I am a agent for the Celestial Bureau of Familiar Affairs. Official duties, title, salary, benefits. Who knows?
Do you have a pension?
Probably. Celestial bureaus tend to think for. And I also take the form of a golden retriever, which
Are you
makes me.
unionized?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And if Kevin's all set, which I think he's pretty much summed everything up.
He plays God.
Let me introduce myself. I am Derek, and I kind of put forth elements of the story, and then, we just let chaos reign. That's what we're supposed to do. Lately, we haven't been able to do it as much due to life and weather circumstances, and we are going to be missing Katie today, who plays Taika. She's not doing so well today. She'll be better. She'll come back next time, probably. And to come back to where we have been, this group started out on a train. Then they dealt with that's when they first learned about the Mathis family, and they dealt with some hellified cookies, or
Devil cookies.
Devil cookies. Yeah.
The worst.
Yeah. Then, leaving this town, they headed up to Antwerp with the goal of meeting with Melody Mathis to kind of, I think initially the plan was to get her to kind of sell off that platinum mine so that they could try to secure her safety and release.
Yeah, she was about ready to get murdered.
Yeah, we also couldn't think of any other way to help.
So, as they arrived up there, there was a little bit of reunion between August and her family. They found out that her father had donned a cursed crown that he found in the mine. They had also arranged a visit with Melody. And there's some other things that we've skipped over, but I'm trying to move things along a little bit. In which the last time we played, they went to the prison and delivered. Went in a little bit of a disguise and delivered some food and asked some
Cleaned
questions.
your hair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yep, and asked some questions of Melody, and also placed a couple of small bags of explosives in certain places on their way out. To help facilitate the breakout later. The discussion came down to that there's some force inside this platinum mine that is corrupting this, and all the coins and all the money and treasure to come from this place is coming out cursed. And that there was also hints that there was some force in the forest right in front of the mines that was trying to keep that in. Taika had a Sprite in a jar that she got, and she's going to spend some time talking with it, and that's partially what's going to happen while Katie is away. Taika will be having you guys will be returning back to the safe house, kind of report what you kind of did and stuff, and she will spend her time there and discuss, have this discussion with the Sprite and try to gather what information she can. The Sprite does not really want to talk to any.
So that'll be more like an
you.
interrogation.
More like a friendly kind of discussion. More like a let's have some tea and talk kind of thing.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll be
that.
I don't think it'll necessarily be a full-fledged interrogation, because I don't think Taika's like her allegiance to her patron. It would feel kind of a violation to like make it that kind of thing. Yeah, maybe.
Where's
I don't know.
Lauren?
She might choose.
Wrong
Where's
game.
Lauren? Lauren does not play in this game.
Wrong game.
Oh.
But hi, Lauren, if you're watching.
Wow, hello.
I was like, wait, where is she? Oh,
Sunday.
I feel stupid
Sunday.
now. My bad.
What I heard is, where are the fun people?
Don't have. There's just
She
you
is
guys
fun.
here. Where's
Oh shit! Yeah, we're boring.
Where we're gonna pick up is when you've left this prison, gotten out of the kind of the range of the prison. Taika will head off in one direction, and the rest of you, led by Bosco, will be taking August to her appointment, where she has essentially she has to fill out a little bit of paperwork and then be there for a ritual.
It's
Hey.
paperwork.
I usually
How do
skip
you not like
paperwork.
paperwork?
You gotta do it, I guess. Maybe if that's how the world works.
Usually we don't have to fill out paperwork. We just, get the ghost monkey that fell off the truck.
What?
Yeah.
Look, if you know anyone who's dealing secondhand familiars like that, I need to know about it. That is a serious problem.
Ghost monkey
that
fell off the truck.
I got an imp that was missing its eye, so I just got an MP.
That's not my division. That's infernal. They have their own rules.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. So at this point, you've just stepped out. It's about midday. The plan is to put forth this this prison break is going to happen like not just in the evening, but like the middle of the night kind of thing. They're planning like almost like morning, like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning kind of time frame to do this, because it's essentially the time they feel that the guard patrols will be the least.
Was there anything left to do before that kicks off? Have we taken care of our preparations, or we still have a...
Well, you essentially have done the thing that they've asked you guys to do. And now is your choice. Well, okay. You have more things that you can do, but not until this next phase comes through. Essentially, once the explosions happen and the break goes, you guys were offered, or you were asked at one point, if you wanted to try to escort her to safety elsewhere, like outside of the city, kind of thing. And that's up to you. And if not, there are places that they can, or there are people that they can use to do that still. But mainly what you had to do now is essentially kind of close up any loose ends you have here, because you're very well aware that once this prison break happens, there's going to be a big change in the town, at least temporarily, and it might make it harder for you to do.
Okay. So, Ghost Monkey first, then Jailbreak.
Yep, and that's why the Ghost Monkey happens, and that's why Taika's going to interview the sprite now and do all that, because when it really gets down to it this evening or early tomorrow morning, it's been suggested that you guys disappear.
Okay.
Because everybody in August's family will disappear, at least until the dust settles.
So let's take care of our requirement.
So as you're traveling through the streets, you're noticing something that you haven't that you didn't notice before. Is that there's several of like the facings on the building, the facades on these buildings, they're cracked and pieces have fallen off, and there are partial images underneath them. But you're just seeing these weird spots. It's like all of a sudden a good portion of like the carpentry and all this other masonry and all this stuff that had been done to these buildings is just failing. Seems relatively new, because you don't remember seeing this much kind of overall damage, at least in this part of town. And plus, several of the other buildings that closer towards the richer sections never have looked like that, and now appear to have some base damage to to these buildings. So with that,
you're saying there's stuff underneath it?
Yeah, you're seeing like think about it like kind of like wallpaper is missing in spots, and then you're seeing what was under the wall before they put the wallpaper up.
Okay, I'm a peeler. I'm going to peel it. I pick things.
I'm
like,
a peeler.
My beer label is peeling up. I pick that shit off. So.
Okay. So yeah. So
I'm a peeler.
As you're going.
Damn.
As you're going down that. As you're going down the street towards the Celestial Bureau, you do find a couple of spots where you can easily just kind of lean in a little bit and just kind of knock off a couple more pieces, get a good look at what's under there. And what you're seeing is the gentleman that you saw, the black robed figure that you saw leading the kids through the woods. like
Yes.
months ago, right? That actually brought you to that little graveyard, and then you found the
lizard.
those guys down there. There are images of him under almost all of this broken masonry work and stuff. And when you move other pieces, you do see pictures of children that kind of have like blank expressions on their faces, and they all are carrying some sort of broken musical instrument, and they all seem to be kind of marching behind him.
Okay, this Piper motherfucker is like everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's not, you're just, you've been in the city for a while, on and off, aside from leaving for a few things, and you've never seen this kind of stuff before. It's never been, and it hasn't really been like nobody else. Well,
When you
not
say
nobody
it
else.
hasn't been like this, it's like, so this advanced state of disrepair is a recent.
In fact, it's so recent that you don't remember there being that damage when you went into the prison.
Okay.
And now that you've come back out, and it's only been an hour and a half, I think, with all the discussion you had and everything, you're seeing this damage in places that it really shouldn't be.
How old are you, Bosco?
By what calendar?
I'm just saying, like, would you maybe be able to roll a history check and have more advanced knowledge of something like this? Or do you know any historians?
Well, I was actually going to ask you if disturbances like this are common to hear.
And the answer, August, is absolutely not.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a lot of places where that's just a thing that happens.
Not this weird thing where things are crumbling and then there's pictures underneath them, and that's in fact, you can say you hadn't even heard of or seen anything until you actually saw them in the woods that one time, and now you're just seeing this imagery repeated itself.
Yeah. Now we're being
many
followed
times
by the ghastly crumb tinies.
Okay,
Oh my
if this
God.
is if there's some type of effect causing this, that would have to be something that's pulling energy from somewhere.
I'm not good with science, bro.
August. The melody said the money that came, or all the things that came from the mine, would be cursed.
Do we have anything that came from the
all
mine?
the coins. Your father had a crown. They had a wagon full of like platinum and other stuff that they got from the mine. So it's not impossible to think that stuff might be having some.
Okay, so this is the effect of the cursed platinum.
Is it aging things around it quickly?
Apparently.
Jesus, we need to get it away from us.
God, I'm gonna turn into like this old bitch who can't even hold themselves up, and I'm gonna lose my muscles. This isn't okay.
Oh my God.
No, so far
you'll be fine.
No.
Go drop
You'll
muscle
develop
milk,
a
man.
character and have new facets. It'll work
I
out.
love these things though.
So far, all you have seen in terms of weird things is those images on the walls, that dark robed figure, and like damage to like buildings. You haven't seen people acting any more out of the ordinary than they normally do. There's not been any other signs of problems so far.
Okay.
But we didn't have any indication that the guy in the woods and the lizard thing and that dragon had anything to do with anything.
But it was suspicious in a way that it definitely caught our attention.
But I thought it was just completely random.
He's
We
out
weren't
there
even
murdering.
near the mine.
I don't know. I get a bad vibe of people who murder kids, so that's just me.
I'm just saying, like, everything else is associated with Melody and that mine, except for that. That had nothing to do with it. And he was there. The Ghastly Crumb guy.
Yeah, he was there leading the children to the graves and kind of leading you to the graves.
But what do the graves have to do with the mine?
What
You
did they?
didn't really look. You didn't really examine the graves too exclusively. You went kind of found the one that triggered that opening and went down in there.
That's true.
But you didn't really. But being down there and doing all this stuff, you didn't really find anything that would kind of directly link to that. But the question still remains: is there another bit of information you're missing still?
Gotcha.
Shit, do we have to go back, guys?
No.
No.
Nah, bro.
Okay.
No, you're fairly certain that whatever the deal was underground with the drunken kobolds and stuff,
Good girl.
it's resolved itself enough that you would gain no benefit to go and deal with it again.
Okay.
Plus, we kind of left that in a little bit of chaos.
Well, that happens.
That's not our fault.
Okay. So as you're walking and you're about to you're about to get to the front entrance to the bureau, you are able to see that gnome and that dwarf that you saw before that were kind of following you earlier. They're arguing with a human in guard outfit. They're arguing with this human, and from where you're at, if you can give me a perception check, you might be able to gather specifically what's being said.
Oh god, I feel like I have an idea of what this is. 19 on die.
10.
The fuck was that?
Did you even
I
roll?
used this die in so long.
It's a tooth.
It's a tooth. Gross.
I think that's a 9. Plus 11.
11. Okay. Yeah. So in general, you're all close enough, so Kixik can hear what's being said and can relay it to you easily if he chooses to do this. They are yelling at the guard because their mechanical suit had been impounded and they needed it for their next job. They were supposed to head to the mine or head to a local mine and do some clearing, and their mechanical suit is gone. And if they don't get their suit back soon, there will be hell to pay.
Holy shit. That's what mech stands for. Mechanical suit.
I'm not gonna relay any of that. I'm just kidding.
God damn it, Nick.
I'm going to relay the information. Don't worry. Don't worry. That's fine. No, you're not getting any of that.
So they said they didn't want to go to the restaurant for dinner, so the three of them were just fighting over where they were going to eat tonight.
No, God, I wouldn't relay that. I'd be like, so it looks like someone's mech suit got impounded or whatever, and he can't do his next job, so I don't know what that means necessarily, but I think we should go steal that mech suit.
Because
it's
in
fucking
suit, or because you have a plan?
I think it's fucking rad. That's why.
Because it's a mech
Alright,
suit.
Yeah.
you go do that.
Sounds like a plan. I'm going. Bye. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick with you guys.
No. If that's what makes you happy, please go forth and steal a mech suit.
Maybe we can convince this person that, hey, can we fucking take your mech suit, bro?
Can we take your impounded mech suit?
Yeah.
If we
I
pay?
mean, if it's impounded, we could maybe talk to some people, and they might lose it or something.
There was an argument between the three of them, and the guard just kind of points to like a badge and looks at them and just stands there with his arms crossed, like tapping his foot, waiting for them to respond. They kind of hang their head low, and they start to walk away. Then you see the gnome. He's a deep gnome. Kind of take 2 steps backwards, reach into his pocket, and you see he has like there's a small bag of something that looks sinisterly very familiar.
I'm gonna scream, "It's a bag of holding! Get down!" And then just fucking fall to the ground. I'm just no. What if I just did? I'm just gonna do that.
Just do whatever.
Okay. So you scream about a bag of holding. Let's see. Yeah. The guard looks over at you, and just as he looks over to you, you see the little gnome slip that bag into the guard's pocket, and then turn back around and walk away.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to be a good distraction. Okay. Fuck.
So now you're outside this bureau.
No.
The dwarf and the gnome have left. The guard is kind of looking in a direction like, I mean, you've stopped yelling and everything, so he kind of looks back away and then just kind of.
We're still in disguise, bro.
Oh, okay.
He kind of just looks around. So
I'll be like,
Tell him. Just tell him.
no. I'm not gonna say a single thing. I'm very embarrassed right now.
But just tell him somebody put something in his
Oh,
pocket.
yeah, someone put something in your pocket, dude. We watched it. It was that dude. That's why I screamed, "There's a bag of holding."
Like,
I'm not fucking
what?
crazy, I swear.
What? He
Check
walks
your
over
fucking pocket.
you.
Don't at me.
I'm just gonna flash up on the chalkboard. It might be a bomb.
A bomb?
He's like, what?
Shit, are we fucking up our own
Your
lives right now?
pocket. The thing on your pants.
He steps forward. He goes, okay. So you are saying someone put something in my pocket? He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out the small bag. And as he does, you see like several wisps of smoke are coming from the edge of that bag that were not, and it looks a lot like one of the bags that you placed inside the prison in terms of how it's manufactured. You know, the small little bags. It's got smoke on it and everything, and he's like,
I'm gonna brace.
What is that?
He goes, I don't know.
Is it
Quick,
a,
put it in the well. Put it in the well.
is it a grenade bag?
Yeah. Drop it, idiot.
What do I do?
No, he's like looking around,
asshole.
and your guys are kind of on a very crowded street. There's not a lot of. He's like looking, trying to figure out where, like, if this is something big, just dropping it right now might still be damaging to other people. So he's really trying to think of. Those other people will be you because you're dropping it at your feet.
I love it. The stop, the dead stop. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Guys, I think we might be fucking up our own plans. So, because remember, we had an hour to be in there before shit went down. Let's just go. We've got an appointment, sir.
Okay,
you deal
bye.
with this.
Yeah,
Bye.
I'm gonna
Good
book it.
Samaritans. We're
gonna-
priests, remember?
He brings it over to one end, and as you guys are starting to go into the place, you see that he like has gotten like a bag of something. It's rice or something, and he's put it down, and he's put this bag over it. Looks kind of heavy. He's waving for other people, and they're bringing over like heavier items, and they're putting it on top of this, kind of hoping to kind of smother it out.
Rice is gonna, if that's an explosion, Rice is gonna turn into fucking bullets at that point. I'm getting out of there.
Yeah,
Fuck.
let's go.
So
Bye.
as you head in, you don't hear any explosions. You don't hear any explosions from outside. And standing though, the first thing that you see when you first walk in is a peacock with its full feathers out, full display. The eyes on its tail feathers are actual eyes.
Where the fuck are we right now?
He's looking for a mate.
Do I recognize the peacock?
No,
No.
this is not. This is
That
Well, you recognize it as obviously a familiar, but not one that you've seen before.
Okay. So, on chalkboard, we're looking for whichever place we're supposed to be.
We can
For
talk in
orientation.
here, dude.
Well, sorry, it's a habit.
He goes, yeah, but dude, we can talk in here, dude.
What does your voice sound like? Can we hear him?
I don't think I like you. We have a place to be right now.
Dude.
And you are
Okay,
not
dude.
very efficient.
Dude, bro.
He's a bro.
Dude,
It's
bro.
right.
He's a bro peacock.
I'm like, I'm not here for I'm not here for anything. I'm just hanging out, dude. That's what I do. I'm just hanging out.
Why don't you hang out with this dude and drink
Dude,
some muscle milk cocktails?
Bruh, dude.
It like steps back and out of your way.
Oh my god, this should be your familiar.
So,
Mathis
as
made
we
in
walk
heaven.
past it now, it's like you don't want a peacock familiar. They are too extra.
Yeah, but guess what I am? Fucking extra, so maybe
Right,
you should get it.
right. It would clash.
You don't want to be outshined
You don't
by
want
your
a familiar.
familiar.
You don't want a familiar that's going to peacock better than you do.
Shit, you're right.
So
I'm just gonna ignore it then. But I'm gonna
moving
cry
through-
inside.
moving through, you see a human. You assume you've seen this human several times before, but you assume that they're kind of on front desk duty today. It's not really their normal job, but there has been a bit of a shakeup with the new celestial kind of hierarchy. There's been some minor changes.
Is this my familiar?
Mommy!
The desk job working human?
La Claudia is her name.
La Claudia. Her name is Requise.
This is my human George. He files paperwork all day.
Fucking George.
George.
God,
No
Eugene.
wonder why he files paperwork all day.
God, fucking George. What?
Filing paperwork is a noble task.
Yeah, but George? Like, really?
You just say that because you can't file.
Do you want to go, bitch?
Yeah, I don't think.
We have a strict zero tolerance anti-violence policy here in the office.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
I won't.
Oh,
I'll follow
and there's
it then.
and there's an also a new
Okay.
policy. The use of profanity is frowned upon now.
Well, what the fuck happens if you use it?
Oh, there you go.
I just stepped a little bit farther to the side.
It's frowned upon.
God, if you don't watch your
Why?
mouth, you're gonna get turned into a rotisserie chicken.
It's a sign of intelligence.
It's just frowned upon. That's all. That's all the new policy says. It doesn't go into details. It's just frowned upon.
Tiny
Oh, we're about a
chalkboard.
ghost monkey.
Yeah, tiny chalkboard is going to disappear in front of August. I was like, we're a little judgy. Sorry.
The man looks up from the paper and looks at you. This and he squints a few bit. Oh, yes, okay. Bosco, yes, that's what it says here anyway. You're here
Yes.
for an appointment?
New familiar orientation?
Well, they're streamlining the service. They're trying something new today. They're going to do the whole procedure in 8 hours.
Procedure.
In
They're
Is this
gonna
gonna
do
hurt?
paperwork.
Oh.
What's up?
in 8 hours.
Yes, we're gonna do paperwork. We're going to do training, and then they're going to do the bonding. And here's something very cool now. We're giving everybody who goes through this now a whistle.
Is it a rape whistle?
He looks up at you. What?
Why would we need a whistle?
Just let it go.
Well, it's very simple. If you want to call your familiar to you when you've dismissed them temporarily, you give a little whistle.
Oh, so it's kind of like a
Whistle. It's
I-
kind of like a whistle.
I was about to say it's like a mating call, but that's wrong. It's like a whistle.
Can't
It is
you
a
just
whistle.
use their name?
Look, we're kind of in a little bit of a hurry right now, and I would
Okay.
like to use a more streamlined version of this process.
Of this streamlined process.
So
Streamline the streamline.
I'm going to take on, if once we get this approved, of course, if I'm going to take on some of the responsibilities for the care and training personally. But I think we can get away with just doing the paperwork right now, and I'll sign off on all the certifications as we certify them within the next 24 to 48 hours.
You're going to have to talk to... Okay, just 1 second. He goes back behind the thing, and he presses a button and goes, "There's Bosco is here, and he has a special request." And you can't hear a response, but apparently they can hear a response. It's okay. 2nd floor. Yes. Okay. If you go up to the 2nd floor, room 3B, the paperwork will be there, and the gentleman that you will speak to, he's kind of a new processor here, but is very familiar with everything that is necessary, and he said that they could get all of this done within an hour.
Excellent. I will take care of that immediately. August, to the 2nd floor.
And the first thing as you start to go towards this elevator, because there's an elevator here, it opens, and there is a duck that is about the size of a halfling, and behind that duck there's about 45 ducklings that have to pile out of this elevator as they go. And you notice, though, that all these little ducks, and all the big duck and everything, they all have a soft blue glow to their eyes, so they're not native to this plane.
Would you say they're Psyducks?
Oh my god.
Yes.
I immediately I wait on that floor and watch you guys go up the elevator and be like, all right.
Okay. So, as you're gonna just wait on the bottom floor?
No, I was joking. I'm gonna go with them, obviously, but
okay.
I after that joke, I was about to.
Okay. So you go up and you get on the 2nd floor, and you go in, and you find 3B, and you knock, and as you enter, immediately the light inside this room is so bright that the 3 of you are forced to shield your eyes for a moment.
For fuck's sake.
Floating, he goes, sorry, I'll turn that down a little bit. And then he it dims, and just in this room now, there's just a floating ball of yellow light.
Oh, weird.
It's like, Bosco, I've heard a
Yes.
lot about you. We've never met. You can call me, well,
LaSarah.
everybody calls me Sparkles, and I don't really like that, but you can call me,
Sanyo.
it's like, he seems like stuck for a minute, and then he's like, you know what? Just call me Sparkles.
Okay, Sparkle.
A lot easier than
Mitsubishi.
the translation from Celestial to Common.
No, I get it. I get it. What we're trying to do here is get the new familiar process down to as small time as possible here. I was told there's some forms I was filling out. I think it was a DVM 14 and maybe a C43 in there. I don't know, but I'm eager to get started on that.
The new process actually has done away with a couple of those forms if you do it longer. But special circumstances is my understanding now that you're hoping to sponsor this partnership for a time period.
Yes.
Okay. Which means you take on obviously all responsibilities, as an agent of the thing. Only thing that is required if that is the case is that you sign this contract, and therefore all liabilities and benefits go to you.
My mage hand is already holding a pen.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so that is done. The only thing you have to do then is go, because it is a special request item, you have to go to the basement to get it.
Okay.
And I have one slight warning. It's
Basement's
not
haunted?
No. It's not quite done cooking.
What the fuck?
See.
I'm just gonna say, I like, what do you mean? It's not done cooking.
It's very simple. Most familiars, well, I mean, familiars come in a couple different categories. An animal that has been enlightened, granted magical energy, and takes on the role of a familiar for someone. Magical energy that takes the form of an animal.
Are you familiar explaining?
Yes. Because that is what I need to do. Well, he asked.
I need to know what the fuck. What the fuck? I just hear it's done. What is it? A fucking piece of clay and kiln?
Oh, sometimes.
Very similar. We've taken the magical energy, and he looks to the paperwork. August. That's you, right? has requested this very specific thing, and since we don't have it, we made it. And when we make it, it takes a little while for the magic to kind of coalesce and take the proper shape.
In this case, its proper shape is, I believe, semi-amorphous.
Oh god, I hope it doesn't come out like Gurr.
Now I sing the Doom song. No, sorry. No. Okay. No.
Okay.
But
I'll roll with it.
Yeah.
I'm very uncomfortable, but I will roll with it.
a quick tour downstairs will show you clearly what I'm talking about.
Basements. Ooh. I'm scared.
Now that you've had this signature, thank you.
We are straight up fucked because of you. I hope you know this.
The main office has cordially extended an invitation to you to come to this year's branch managers meeting. As a field agent, they think that you've done very well in kind of spreading the word and handling, those specific jobs. So they kind of want you to come in and kind of give a speech.
Does that involve a pay raise?
And he hands a packet of papers, looking over. Where should I put these?
That's the paperwork for.
Oh, that's something that you'll be able to read later, but it's pretty much your invitation and what's kind of expected of you and everything when you come to visit the branch managers meeting.
I will tuck that away.
Yeah.
In whatever doggy carrying conveyance we've decided is appropriate.
A leather purse.
And when you arrive downstairs to pick up the package, these signed documents will have been notarized and waiting for you down there.
Okay.
This is the agreement for you to sponsor August and her new companion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It should be a piece of cake.
I need to toss them through legal, so that's the way it works.
Yep, I understand.
So, was nice to meet you. I would say we could go out and have a drink sometime, but I don't drink or eat, or I just kind of float. So, have a good day. And
okay.
He kind of brightens up as if to kind of usher you out of his room.
And as we're out,
he must be new.
As we're out in the hall, I'm like, "Yo, I don't know what that guy was on, but
Oh, he's a new guy. Sometimes they seek social interaction. He'll learn to avoid that. It just wastes time.
I kind of wanted to beat the shit out of him. No cap. But that's just
no. Don't be that guy. You do not want to mess with security here.
So you think that,
No, I'm just kidding.
Basically, no, like full-on flaming sword angel.
Oh, okay, never mind. Fuck.
Yeah. So Bosco, you identified that as oh god, what is it? Basically, it's a minor celestial, but it doesn't have. It has no physical body. It's just a ball of light.
Right.
I speak celestial, so y'all know.
Yeah.
And abyssal.
But it didn't. Part of it, what it is, doesn't expect any of you to be able to speak celestial because it doesn't believe you're advanced enough. It's not trying to be mean. It's just an asshole.
Oh god, excuse me. Sorry.
So
Shit.
you make your way back to the elevator and then down, and then it opens at the first floor. And when it opens at the first floor, there's several ferrets and a human who want to get on. But when they notice that the three of you are in the elevator, they're like, "Well, we'll wait for the next one."
Why?
Because
wow, I feel like they're being super racist towards us right now.
Because we're going up and you're going down.
Oh, but how about to go? We'll go down to go up. Let's mess up that elevator algorithm.
I'll just nose boop the button for up.
Yep.
Or down, whichever way we're going.
Yeah, come on, go down to go up. It's what people do at conventions. Let's do it.
So the elevator doors shut again, and you slide down, and this immediately takes you to just a long hallway where there's this harsh lighting every 20 feet on the top of this hall. There's no side lights. It's torches come down, but it's a light that comes down, but it's really harsh white. It's almost like the kind of fluorescent tubes kind of thing, but There are several doors, but at the very end of this hallway, there's a big doors that say Grow Lab.
Mm-hmm.
And you could go into any of the other places, but really what you wanted, where you need to go is into the Grow Lab. So you make your way in, and
I've had dreams about this.
inside this Grow Lab, there are 3 beings. They are not human. They have several aspects of humanoids, but they're obviously they're extraplanar beings of sorts. You have the first who, for all purposes, looks like a beholder, except with the 7 tentacles that he has kind of flapping around his head. They all end in hands, and he's like flipping switches and moving things around, and he's got just this one central eye. And unlike other beholders that you've seen before, he has more humanoid teeth and a kind of tongue that's kind of in there. So like there's not the big drool, the saliva, that kind of craziness that you often see in beholders. Something about this guy seems very well put together. The second person that you see, or the second being that you see, is like a very large praying mantis. It is working further other switches with its like kind of hooked up claws. And then the third being that you see is the third being that you see is kind of, it's a starfish. It's just laying on the ground. It's probably about 3 feet wide by 3 feet tall, kind of thing. And it's just kind of laying on the ground. And on the top of this starfish thing, there are gems kind of embedded into its body. And the gems go through the sequence of colors and lighting in different arrangements, where the praying mantis looks down at it. It's kind of like, it seems that it's communicating through the lights to the mantis, like what buttons to press and when to do this or when to do that. And the beholder turns around. This beholder-like creature turns around and looks at you, and it's very, very calm, very collected voice. Bosco, you've brought your friend here finally. We wanted to tell you that there's a great job on some of those recommendations from a few months back. We placed a lot of familiars with decent individuals in Metawild who were very keen on following the rules. So that was
Those wizards do need more guidance.
That
They
was
went to
good.
their forever homes.
It worked out very, very well. But we can't. We don't want to take up too much time because we're here for a very special thing. And you must be August. He looks at Kixic.
Rude.
Yeah, I am. No, I'm actually not. I am not August. And I'm gonna point to
That
the
would
short
be
one and be like, "That's August."
Oh, I'm sorry. And as he says that, his tongue like elongates, like comes out of his mouth, and like wipes around the central lens of his eye. He just kind of licks the central lens of his eye
Gross.
and puts his tongue back in. He goes, "Oh, good. Now I can see much better." So yes, you are August. That makes perfect sense. Okay,
Fucking
so
gross.
what I have for you,
Ugh.
by all accounts, everything is functioning the way it should function. But it's going to take about another couple of hours to fully bake.
Okay.
We can give you the item now. And the only thing that we ask is that for the next couple of hours, don't expose it to too many harsh chemicals or explosions or, things that might cause it not to be able to finish.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, you don't want it to become unstable.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
he turns around and reaches like that elongated kind of one of those tentacles with the elongated hand goes down, presses a button, something opens, he reaches in, he pulls it out, and then he starts to move that whole hand over to August and puts it out, waiting for August to put her hands out. And when he drops this thing into your hands, it is that image of the ghost monkey, that picture that you've had for a while. Only it's only about 2 inches long right now.
The baby ghost monkey.
When it is done in the next couple of hours, it will assume its full position, and you will then be able to officially, call it, dismiss it. The things the things that your training should have told you are available
Okay.
to you. But for right now, it can't do much.
Okay.
And I mean, we had to build it from scratch because we don't really have any here. So, keep good records. If there are issues, talk to Bosco, and we will see about corrections in version 2.
Okay. Wait, version 2?
Prototype protocols are in play.
Well, you are dealing with something that didn't ever exist before and now does. So, it is our job as quality testers that if there is any defect with the first product, we need to fix that and improve.
You won't kill him, though. Right? To make another version?
No, that's not. We fix things.
So you
Okay.
just disassemble.
Yeah,
Reassemble.
we don't kill anything here.
No disassemble.
And when he
There's a
says
recall on your monkey.
and when he says we don't kill anything here, you see the praying mantis has pressed a similar button and just like jams its claw into something, and there's like a screeching noise, and like
Yeah, it sounds like a wood chipper going off.
Yeah,
Oh my
There's a-
god.
it's like nothing was killed. Nothing was killed.
Okay.
So, well, thank you, Mr. Grabby. We'll be on our way.
Okay. Oh, one last thing. And he reaches one of his other hands, pulls it up, and hands you the paperwork.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, he goes, this is all signed and notarized and all confirmed, and there were. I was told to tell you that there were no issues with legal and no issues with the higher ups that you would take responsibility for this. They have a lot of faith in you. They said so. Just had to pass that along.
Yep, I'm a big deal. I get that.
Yep. So now, you might not want to be here for the next part. So have a good day. He looks over. He looks over to the praying mantis, and you see like they press this one button, and this like blast shield kind of thing opens, and in the back there's this. You can see back beyond this, just out of the corner, right? There's this thing that looks like it's supposed to be like a lion, but it has like partial human features, and it's got like a dorsal fin and some other stuff. He's like, we are never going to get this one right. And then the praying mantis presses another button, and you just see fire all in that room, and the blast shields close again.
I'm just
You
going to usher
literally
everyone out
just
quickly.
killed him.
What the
it doesn't
fuck?
it doesn't count when they're at that stage.
It's just magical energy. It hasn't gained sentience yet. It was just like undoing a spell.
Magic
Oh
fire.
boy.
It's magic murder.
Magic. Uh, content warning. This was not about abortion in any way. This was not about abortion in any way.
I was
Just
not
wanna
even
make
thinking
sure.
of that. I thought we were just murdering magical creatures.
Jesus, I wasn't thinking of that either.
No, but when I said they're not even sentient at that stage,
Yeah.
I
That
think
totally
that
went over my
certain
head.
people
So
might,
Yep.
might have gotten that. Okay.
Little out of that.
Awkward number 3 of the night.
So we just walk out of the bureau in silence.
Yeah. Yep. You walk out. You come up the stairs. They lead you. There's a couple of hey Boscos and take it easy Bosco, and
you just ignore all of them.
and then you hear that guy always wins the office pool, and I don't like it.
Wow.
Like,
Bosco, you fucking bitch. Like,
that,
let someone else win.
and you make your way outside, and looking first off when you make your first way out to the area where that bag of like smoking material was and the guards were, and you see nothing on the road. So it seems like, nothing happened. The short time that you were in there, nothing should have, it shouldn't have been enough time to clean up had something happened. So there was probably no explosion.
So I guess we just sit down and wait for a little while. And I guess it's a good time to start the familiar 101.
Yep. Might as well, yep. I don't know why I said that because it's not my familiar, but
parking yourselves out in the middle of the street might not be a great idea right now.
Why not? It's totally the perfect idea.
Okay, well then just sit
no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You do, but you're taking, but you are able to. Like, there are a lot of options and places you could go right now. Some of the places would be related to August's family. There are also various taverns and stuff that you could go to, depending on what you were interested in doing at this moment. Because you have about, after all that is said and done, it is getting towards the evening, and you still have later in the evening, and you still have let's see, about 4 hours till events are supposed to kick off.
I think it's just best to get to exactly where we want to be and wait.
That's fair.
So have you decided where you want to be?
Close to an exit, I guess. I don't know. I'm.
I follow Bosco.
Close to an exit.
Okay. Yes. You make it out of this whole prison, like in the prison district, the executive area, and you make it back towards the area where you first came into the city. And there's a small park kind of off to the side there. Doesn't seem to be occupied right now. There's a couple of benches, some trees, but you also are fairly certain that nobody would bother you as long as you're not really doing anything like overly freaky there. There's no kind of curfew in the city or anything like that, so you're able to settle there. And it was also kind of a place that Tyke had seen a couple times when you guys first came in, and that maybe this is like she had mentioned it as maybe a spot to reconvene at some point if you guys were separated.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Sounds good to me.
And you spend the next couple of hours, some food, some drink, discussing what you guys are doing, talking about the familiar stuff. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but if there's something specific that you wanted to say to August, Bosco, now would be your opportunity.
Bosco probably has a canned speech that he's given 1,000 times for this. I'm just not sure exactly what that would be, but it would kind of be like a very clinical on things, and I doubt very little of it would actually sink in. Bosco's probably really good at knowing mechanics of how a process works, but explaining it to someone who's not familiar with the system, it just doesn't work.
And as you sit there and you're having this discussion, looking back, August, now you see that your monkey has like almost doubled in size.
Ooh. Born to the magic.
And you're having this discussion, and you start to see it kind of, it instinctively kind of reaches out for you.
Oh, he's my baby.
So, and you see that that's like the first step in the whole bonding process, and this is all going according to plan. And just as you kind of hit this other point in time, it's after midnight, and there's this sudden growth spurt again in the monkey, and it is at its full kind of size now.
Man.
And it's roughly the size, save like kind of like a spider monkey in terms of like its full body length and everything. It's very
very fluffy,
very shoulder friendly monkey. But as this happens, there is a massive explosion at the prison that you can see from where you're at. You can just watch this whole thing go up.
Well, good thing we're not next to it.
No. And there's 1, 2, 3 kind of explosions, one after the other, and then you hear 6. You hear like 3 more, to like 6 explosions, and then 3 more, and then 3 more, and then 3 more, and it looks like the entire city. There's spots all over the city that have now blown up.
They're very
there
thorough.
Blows my mind. Fight Club, anyone? No.
We're good.
This is a little bit larger than we were expecting, isn't it?
Yes.
Hashtag not my problem.
And there is a difference. There's definitely a difference in the explosions. The ones that happened kind of at the prison, they were loud, yes, but they seemed contained to various small locations. This even like the fire that you could see on top of the prison seemed to be very focused in certain areas. Very controlled, very thought out. The rest of these explosions and stuff you're hearing, they're not. And there's fire everywhere in these other parts of the cities, and you see people running away, you see guards running towards, you see other people running to get things. Everybody seems to be falling back from the city in some fashion, or running into whatever's going on. There's no middle ground.
Plan?
What's that?
Was this really our plan?
We didn't really have one, did we?
No, this was my brother's plan.
This. I'd like to think that we didn't blow up the entire city.
We didn't, if you think that way.
Okay, good.
Yeah. If
Technically, you didn't blow up anything, right?
yeah, technically this wasn't
Mhm.
us. We were just there.
I'm grasping at that plausible deniability right now.
Yeah.
And there's the explosions and everything, and like people are they're running out of the city and everything, and this park is kind of near the front gate, and the gate kind of opens, and you hear this kind of somber kind of death march music start, and you see this individual in a black robe kind of with a big grin on his face walk through, and behind him there is this army of children with broken instruments, and they're just playing this weird out of tune death march kind of thing, and they're heading towards the prison.
Is
Oh,
my monkey cooked?
is it Halloween already? Fuck. Damn.
I
Yes.
don't know. I really don't know.
What did you say? Sorry, is your monkey cooked?
Yeah.
Yes,
Can
Is
I-
he
your
a
monkey is
rotisserie
fully
chicken?
Okay.
Yes.
Just make sure I can bring him over there.
Yep, it's fully cooked now. Yes.
He dinged.
He's bring him out of your easy bake oven.
They did it all with a light bulb. That's amazing.
Oh,
You can wait 15 minutes to cook one cookie too.
True. No, I can't. I need it now.
Yeah. So this guy does not acknowledge anybody. He just keeps marching along like he is the like the leader of this band. This band is following behind him, and they're just playing. And there's two things to note about this. August, you know that these kids are ghostly, but they're so manifested that everybody can see them right now.
they're dead.
Yeah. So it's just a guy
Long
leading up.
dead, or that like his
Like-
friends.
No, these are like these things that you see, if they are really children at all, have been dead a long time.
Okay.
And they kind of they're following this individual, and as he goes, he's kind of every so often he has a little baton kind of thing you like lead to conduct an orchestra or something. Every so often he kind of just taps somebody with that baton, and they just keel over as they're running through the town.
I have nothing for this. Let's go.
I don't know. This is very very dramatic, chaotic, and I have no idea.
This is cursed, and I'm not about that life. Let's leave.
Okay.
Let's take on new missions in the south of something. That's not
All
here.
right.
And we leave this place forever. Goodbye on the next adventure.
Yeah. No, that's perfectly a valid thing. Like we've talked before, there aren't rails. There's a story. There's things happening. If you get swept up in them, that's great, but you're not required to stay on track.
I have literally no idea how to fight this thing. What it like? Is there
Yeah.
anything?
I'm not even
Fuck this.
sure what it's attempting to do.
It's just killing random people with a tap of a stick. It's like, I'm out,
Yeah.
bruh. Like,
I don't need a fucking tap and no stick and killing me. I'm good.
Arcana check, I guess. I don't know.
Religion
Religion, I'll try.
check.
15.
5.
That's good enough. Thinking about all of the imagery that you've seen, and then looking at this, you don't believe that this creature actually is, say, death itself, but it is definitely an avatar, like, or a physical representation of a god on this land. Probably death at this point, and most likely here as a result of that curse.
Does our knowledge give us any insight and make it fuck the fuck off?
Yeah. Well, okay. The insight that you get is you don't want to be tapped by a stick.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, whatever happens in this town right now, you don't have the firepower to deal with it. Nobody that you can. Nobody. You're not sure if anybody in the town actually has the firepower to deal with it. You do realize that it is somehow connected to that platinum mine, so maybe answers are there if you wanted to go explore there, because nobody's been there. Or and here's the also equally valid thing. Once you leave that gate, there's anywhere else in the freaking world you want to go that you can go to that will be away from that mine. The one thing that you do know right now is this man is making its way, or this being is making its way towards the prison.
Oh shit, it's going after her. Fuck.
Do we even care at this point? Like,
no, let's leave. Bye. Game over. The campaign ended.
I mean,
yeah, I'm not sure what we're supposed to do about that curse.
No, the campaign doesn't end; it just changes.
This whole region of the Earth is pretty much fucked. Let's go.
This town is.
Bro,
Yeah,
I need to go
this
get my
town is in the
brothers and my
midst
dad
of
out of
everything.
here.
Quite honestly, I have no idea how to deal with this curse in any fashion I can actually get my paws around.
Probably about 5 minutes later, as you're trying to as all this stuff kind of sinks in, you haven't really decided exactly what you're doing yet. You see Sparkles come floating down the street in your direction, most likely heading towards the gate to leave.
Like the town? Like, just.
Yeah.
Bye. See you later.
But,
Bye.
following behind Sparkles is like most of the human staff of the office. So he's not just escaping on his own, he's leading.
He's leading an evacuation.
Yes. Or that's what it seems like, at least.
Don't y'all talk to angels, like, on the reg? Like, can't you just bring something down to, like, be like...
I mean, I think that would be an option, but angels have jobs and not time off to go do extra things.
Sparkles
they're not really in the favor business.
Your mic's doing weird shit.
Oh, is it tonight?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, it's really distracting. I'm just kidding. No, it's.
You get the voice in your head. The three of you, it sparkles as he goes by. We are in the midst of an evacuation right now. It is in your best interest to leave town immediately. Security has been called, but safety or personal safety is your own requirement. We cannot guarantee your own safety. And as he says that, and they fly out, you do see like two streaks of like orange fire come from the sky, and as they fly down, or as it flies down, the flames kind of go away, and you just see these like 18-foot tall individuals with flaming swords, like floating over the thing, and you hear them. You just say shouting, "Go to the gate! Go this way!" They're giving commands
Right.
and
No.
everything.
Good guys, bad guys.
We should probably go.
Like, it's time, and the one of these things goes down to face this dark man, and there is like a moment where there's like all the chaos and everything just stops, and you see these two like face to face within a distance, and you hear this angel begin to say in common, "You are required by our deal to cease all activities now. Leave this town. The things that you seek are no longer here. They will never be here, and they will never be yours." And the only response that the man in black says is, you think you hear kind of like this exasperated kind of sigh that comes from him, and he just reaches out and taps the angel with a stick.
God, that is a mood.
And while it doesn't seem to have the same thing that you kind of expected it to, the flame on this angel's sword dissipates.
Guys, we want to watch this soon-to-be epic throwdown, or would we like to run away?
I'm gonna watch.
I need some popcorn, bro.
Okay, just checking.
I'll hide. I mean,
The flame the holy flames, the holy energy extinguishes from that sword and falls from his grip, and the angel just kind of falls to the ground, like kind of floats down calmly to the ground, and then takes a knee and bows before the guy in black with his stick.
okay, now we leave.
Yeah.
I'm good.
There are no more words. There's no more discussion. And the angel then picks up his sword again and turns around and just, like, through buildings, through people. It doesn't seem like it's necessarily trying to attack anyone particularly, but it's just plowing through to get to the prison.
Well, rest in pieces, Mel. Yeah, I'm going on a tropical vacation because fuck this shit.
There is some hope, though, as you guys are leaving the gate. You do see the other angel has seemingly pinned that the first one down and is attempting to correct whatever happened.
Yeah, too OP.
But
Too OP.
I'm not the right level for this quest, so.
what you do notice, though, is they are leaving like black. There's like little bits of black dust wherever they've stepped, and on your way out you can get a good like kind of glimpse of it. It's really like ash, like the kind of ash you get though from like cremating somebody.
Damn, I hate when that happens.
And yeah, so you've made it outside of the city, and just down the road, like kind of sitting under a tree with a fox in her hand, is Taika. It's like she
Wow,
evacuated.
Way to be a team player.
No, she was aware of something going on and evacuated a little bit earlier. She explains that she got a message from her patron that it was time to go.
From a twig.
From a twig.
It was it was actually a squirrel that brought the message, but whatever.
Same thing.
A bow truckle.
Twigs and squirrels.
Of what?
Bow truckle. Didn't you watch Fantastic Beasts?
Oh.
Little twig guy.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, what the fuck is that?
So she's like, I mean, okay, this is obviously way out of anything that any of us want to do. I was told to seek the Dryad near the mine. She's been the one that's been trying to keep things contained, but I'm not sure. This is kind of like, I mean, it's what's asked of me, so I have to decide if I'm going to do it.
Well, we got nothing else to do. Let's go.
I mean, we also could just leave.
Yeah, I think we actually have to have a conversation about what we want to do next.
Yep, and I think this would be the excellent time while Antwerp is burning to the north.
We'll be good. It's fine.
To bring this to a close for the night. I got a couple things I want to say after everybody else has done their thing, and we'll be done. It won't be long. So why don't you start, Kevin?
All right, so I'm Kevin. You can track me down on Twitter at EvilSalesAss. I also run games here most Sunday and Monday nights. We should have sessions both nights this week, but you know how that is. It's D&D. Sometimes people don't show up.
Okay.
It's a thing. Nick.
Hi. Blue Aura 94 YT on Twitter. Also Blue Aura 94 on PlayStation, which I have not been on recently because I have been busy with conventions / disassociating when I get home, because that's how I unwind for the day.
He'll also be making a TikTok soon.
No, I will not. Absolutely not. I will just be I have the app so I could just watch from afar.
Don't be a hoe.
I am one, so too late. Okay, so that's me. Roz, you're next.
Cinder Wizard on Twitter and Instagram, and Miyu doesn't have one, but you can always contact her through mine. So, Derek?
Yep. Okay. You can find me at Disposable Idiot on Twitter. Couple things I wanted to say first off. I have played. It's been a great honor to play games with most of these people for at least the last year. Some a bit longer. We've had the Saturday game going for almost a year and a half now. I mean, with sporadic, problems, but that's the way life is. And we started this Friday thing. I've been honored to be a kind of cast on a Sunday game where I've gotten to play probably one of my favorite characters in a long time, a halfling monk who just doesn't give a shit. I mean, that's like the
fucking honestly, dude.
Yeah.
It's like there's only two things I want to do, and it's drink mayonnaise and punch things.
Oh, God.
So it doesn't
so
work.
Right.
Yeah. It's like that's the kind of attitude. So I always think it's important for a DM to acknowledge that, and I'll make this very quick, I promise, that the players involved here, Kevin, Nick, Rozzy, Katie, people.
Were you about to forget her name?
No, the people that play on Saturdays, Chris and Lauren, old Nick who was here. It's important that you acknowledge as a DM that these people take their time to play in your game too, just as much as you take the time to create this thing. And it has been a great honor to have this time with you guys. And I'm not saying this because anything, at least on my end, is changing, but I just think it should be acknowledged, because it's not often that you hear a lot of people say tell people that things are cool, or you appreciate them, or you appreciate the time that they've given you while you can do it, rather than waiting for some mystical made up right time. So thank you people that listen to this, watch this, whatever. Thank you for the players. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be in the Sunday game as well, Kevin. And that's all I got to say. Have a good night.
Thank you
love each
for
other.
shutting it down.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you for coming and watching us.
Yeah.
Fuck Kevin right now. You're bullshit. But have a
Love
great
each
night,
other.
everyone.
Support each other. And
Have a good
have a
one.
good night.